Hi guys, welcome to today's unboxing. Bit of a weird one. I wasn't really planning on getting Spider-Ham, but with Marvel Champions being my favourite game ever, this is the only pack that I would not have had if I didn't buy it. So, bit of the completionist in me had to get it, but actually I've heard that he's quite good and he's got some really cool and interesting cards. So I'm going to open it up and see what it's like, give you a bit of an overview of the character and how I think he plays, and then where I think he's going to stand in the strengths and weaknesses of the whole game in general. So let's get this one opened up. If you like the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps. And if you want to know any more, you want to tell me how to play as the Spider-Ham or any other characters, then please leave a comment and message me. I really like interacting with everyone. So yeah, do that and I'll get this one open on the table. So here's what's inside the Spider-Ham pack. I'm going to open it up and see what he actually comes with. Actually quite interested to see this now that people have said he's pretty strong. Don't know, I can't open it. It's open. Let's get his card out, which should tell us a bit about him and what he does. Give us a stupid picture of him because he's a weird looking character. Hopefully he's interesting for younger audiences as well, maybe to get younger children and families to play. So there's a picture of Spider-Ham there on the back. It tells you about his deck. It says he's got Patrol, which is a newish keyword where minions with Patrol, when they're engaged with the player, that player cannot thwart the scheme. On the main scheme, I believe it is, yeah. Piercing, so that'll go through tough status cards and remove the tough status before you deal a damage to the enemy or whoever. Then you've got requirements, so these cannot be played unless you manage to reach the required resources to pay for that card. Stalwart is a character, cannot be stunned or confused. Then there's Villainous, which is a new keyword. It says when minions with the Villainous keyword activate, give it a face down boost card from the top of the encounter deck. When you resolve that minion's activation, turn the boost card face up and apply its boost icon to the minion's stats for that activation. If the boost card has the boost ability, resolve its effects, discard the boost card after that. And there's a new rule called gesture effects. So these are the fun things that are coming in with Spider-Ham that are trying to make it a bit more fun. Things like give someone a high five or pull out your tongue or do a wiggle or something. So Spider-Ham thing says the more dangerous Spider-Ham is in the cartoonier he becomes, and his spider nonsense ability providing versatile toon counters whenever he takes damage. While Spider-Ham can spend toon counters as wild resources, many of his strongest cards require toon counters to operate. So you don't want to spend the resources too much, but also they're good for wilds. So you got to find a balance between risking it with Spider-Ham's hide to generate toon counters, and recovering as Peter Porker is key to success. And if it becomes too dire, you can high five Captain America into play for assistance, wiggle to safety using cartoon physics, or ensure the villain's plans are hogwashed with a mighty pow, bam, whack, smack, boink. With the justice aspect, which is what it comes with, call upon some other people like Lady Spider and Spider-Man, Patri Prabhakata, don't know how to pronounce that, sorry. For aid, you can see got the villain schemes, one way or another, to take away the element of surprise, and when the going gets tough, even the odds to turn the chance of victory in your favour. So he's got quite a good write-up, quite a lot of interesting things there to read about. The main things are, to start with, that Spider-Ham comes with 2 thwart, 1 attack, 1 defense. Each toon counter on a Spider-Ham can be spent as a wild, as we just said in the thing, and then after he takes any amount of damage, you place 1 toon counter on him. So if you can take damage and then heal him, he'll get toon counters, and then you can heal him back up. Peter Porker is excellent for recovery. 5 recovery is massive. After you make a basic recovery, you place a toon counter on him as well. So either being hit or recovering gets you toon counters. So you get damage, toon counters, toon counters, toon counters. Gonna die soon. Heal, more toon counters. Excellent. Ally Captain America. Only 3 cost when it comes in. Enters play, gives someone a high 5. And you place 1 toon counter on Spider-Ham on your discard pile. You've got Ham It Up next. You've got 2 of these where you can have thwart, remove 1 threat from a scheme for each toon counter on Spider-Ham. You then have Hogwash, remove 1 toon counter from Spider-Ham. Loudly read this card's flavor text Choose to either deal 5 damage to a minion or remove 5 threat from a side scheme, so that's strong. Then you've got I Don't Think So. It says, when you reveal a card from your counter deck, remove 1 Splatoon counter from Spider-Ham. Say, I don't think so in your best Spider-Ham voice and cancel the effects. Petulant Pig, stick your tongue out at the villain attacks you and you get to draw 3 cards. So this is a bit risky, but you're getting to get 3 more cards out of your deck. Swinging Web Pig, deal 6 damage to an enemy and confuse the enemy, so that's really good. Got 3 of those. The Daily Beagle, exhaust the Daily Beagle and place a 2 encounter on Peter Parker. So if you can get out, you can keep constantly giving yourself 2 encounters with that as well. Cartoon Physics, when your identity will take any amount of damage discarded, wiggle your body and prevent all but 1 of that damage. So kind of fun thing to do. You've got 2 of those. And Huge Wooden Hammer. Spider-Ham gets +1 attack. When Spider-Ham makes a basic attack, exhaust the Huge Wooden Hammer and remove 1 2 encounter from Spider-Ham, and then he gets +2 for the attack. So he normally gets +1, but if you do this and get rid of a 2 encounter as well, he'll get +3. And obviously if that's just out as an upgrade, you'll keep the +1 forever. And if you can spend and exhaust this, then you'll get an extra 2 damage. Sounds nice. Organic Webbing, he gets +1 thwart as well, so his thwart is already at 2. So that's quite decent. Organic Webbing, you can exhaust to remove 1 2 encounter from Spider-Ham. Ready Spider-Ham, and he gets the aerial trait as well. So that's great as well, being able to exhaust this, which still will leave him with the thwart anyway. It's again ready Spider-Ham and spend a 2 encounter to do that, so you can keep doing it. So if you've got 6 thwart, you could do that in one go. You could use him with the +1 to get 3, re-stand him, then 3 again. And in Justice, we've got a few allies. It said we've got Lady Spider. After she thwarts or removes threat from a scheme, if you control another Web Warrior card, remove an equal amount of threat from a different scheme. That seems really good, but she's quite expensive. Spider-Man, Pavita Prabhakar. After Spider-Man enters play, you remove 1 threat from a scheme for each Web Warrior card you control, including this Spider-Man. So that would be Spider-Pig and Spider-Man and anyone else. Even the odds, there's 3 of those. Remove 1 hero, 1 threat per hero from each side scheme. Deal 1 damage to the villain for each side scheme defeated this way. You get 3 of those. Great Responsibility, which we know we've seen in quite a few. When any amount of threat will be placed on a scheme, you take the damage instead. Making an entrance, 3 of these. When your hero makes a basic thwart, you get +2 for that thwart. After it ends, if your hero removed all threat from a scheme, that way you get to heal 2 damage as well. So good bit of extra thwart and healing if you can get it. 3, one way or another cards. So it's the encounter deck for a side scheme, reveal that side scheme, and then get to draw 3 cards. Another way to draw more cards, but giving yourself negative effects. Upgrade of Followed gives you 3, which you can attach to a side scheme, max per 1 scheme. And when it's defeated, you deal 4 damage to an enemy. So that's giving you damage and thwart at the same time, kind of. And then 3 upgrades, which is Overwatch. When any amount of threat is removed from an attached scheme by a thwart, discard this card and remove an equal amount of threat from somewhere else. So if you can get a good bit of thwart in and extra thwart on him, and then that to take more thwart off somewhere else, excellent. Basic heroes, we've got Scarlet Spider, which is Kane. Player if you can control Web Warrior, and interrupt when you would reveal an encounter card, name a card type, then look at that card. If the card is the name type, you deal 1 damage to Scarlet Spider and draw a card, so you get an extra cards again. The Spider Suit, which obviously you cannot play if you've got Penny Parker out already. Play if you control a Web Warrior. After it's defeated, you add him to your hand if she was defeated by taking excess consequential damage. So really what you want to do with this card is attack for 1, then thwart for 2, and she'll come back to your hand. You get it back out and then do attack for 1, thwart for 2, and she'll come back to your hand. Keep a yo-yo in and out of play. Team building exercise, we've got 3 of these. Exhaust the team building exercise, and that will play a card from your hand that shares a trait with your hero, reducing its resource cost by 1, so making things cheaper. Web of Life and Destiny. Ignore this card's resource cost if your identity has the Web Warrior trait. After a Web Warrior ally leaves play, you choose a player and that player draws 1 card. So this costs 3, but says if you're a Web Warrior, you don't have to pay that. You ignore the cost, which seems a bit good. So you get that out for nothing. And then when a Web Warrior ally leaves, you get to draw a card. His obligation is you may flip to Peter Porker, alter ego, and choose exhaust him and remove a toon counter to get rid of this, or you are stunned. If you're already stunned, this card gains surge and you discard the obligation. And then his side scheme and nemesis is the Green Gobbler. So obviously a bit of a rip on the Green Goblin. Looks a bit weird. Don't really know the cartoon too well. Looks a bit annoying. And then that's the whole deck mainly. Plus we've got some extra cards in here which we will go through now. So that's the main part of the deck. We've got some basic cards here which add to some people. You've got 3 Warrior of the Great Web cards, which you can attach to a character with Spider in its title, and max power 1 character. Each of those characters gains the Web Warrior trait. So this can be attached to anyone: Spider-Man, Spider-Pig, Spider-Ham, whatever. After Web Warrior ally leaves play, the attached character gets +1 attack until the end of the phase. So you do more damage, and you can have 3 of those in the basic set. And then we've got another encounter deck, which is hunting for the spider totems, it says. There is no mission. This is what we hunt: the spiders. It's our way. From Khan. You've got some people in here who I do not know very well, so I won't pretend that I do. You've got Bora, Brix, Demos, Genix, Khan, Morlan, Solus, and Werner. So these must be a set of people who I don't know. An Inheritor. So this is the thing on the back. It says Roger's set. Only not thing. Doesn't say who they are actually on the back. It says on the back of this now. So yeah, the Inheritor, as it's called, 1 of 9. So hopefully you know who they are. It looks like quite a cool set with 8 minions you've got to fight, and interesting, that can be added into the game. And then Spider-Ham, I personally think looks really strong. He has a lot of cards that can deal extra thwart and damage. His basic card set in here with the yellow Justice deck look interesting. You give him extra cards, they give him good ways of getting rid of threat. Overall, I think Spider-Ham's going to turn out to be quite a fun character to play, especially if you play with children and younger adults. And he also is going to be quite strong as well. He's got a lot of stuff. His attack rate is quite low, but you can add to that. And of course, if you play 2-handed, you can bring in a big heavy hitter and have them do the heavy lifting for the hitting, and him to do lots of card regeneration, thwarting, blocking out damage, especially the one where you can block out all damage if you get a big hit coming in. So say you're playing Rhino or someone, and they're going to smash you for 12 damage or something, you can play as block damage and do the little wiggle. So personally, I think he's going to be quite high tier. I've not tried him yet, and I don't know what he would be like with personalized decks as well, so that could make him even better. So yeah, I think he looks really cool actually, considering how unattractive it was to me before I got it. I actually think he's quite a decent and interesting deck and quite fun. So what are your thoughts on Spider-Ham? Do you like him? Will you be getting him? If you've played him already, please let me know what you think of him in the comments. Thanks for watching the video. I'll see you on the next one.